Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 23rd, 2015. It is approximately 7:02 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's been a while since I've been back to this tube or the airways as far as giving you all lectures and information. But again, my name is Marvin C. Brown Jr., founder and owner of Higher Dimensions of Change, LLC. So today, since I've been gone for a little bit, I just wanted to start off saying, my apologies for my absence. Really haven't had much time, but now I'm back at you all, giving you all knowledge to uplift and enrich your lives. Okay? So let me start off saying today's topic I want to call is three problems, that prevent you from making your highest achievement. Now, these three problems are as follows: irresponsibility, low self-esteem, and the number one biggest and the third problem is fear. Okay? So, let me start off with the first one, irresponsibility. Now, what this is, irresponsibility, which is a big killer for a lot of people, despite if you're a man or a woman or child, doesn't matter, young or old, is irresponsibility. Now, what I would like to say, responsibility is responding with your ability or, your actions, per se. Now, irresponsibility is not performing or not being responsible or not responding with your ability. A lot of times we see irresponsibility as something as spending all your money and not being on a budget, not being responsible with what you eat or your health, not working out, not exercising, drinking or smoking, or just being irresponsible with your work, not turning in assignments on time, not going to work on time, not interacting with people correctly. There's a lot of things you'd be irresponsible with. But the number one biggest thing, a lot of people are just irresponsible with just their daily lives, So how can we prevent irresponsibility? Well, the one way we can prevent irresponsibility is just being proactive, planning. That's the biggest one. If you learn how to plan, then you will understand what you need to take or what actions you need to take in order to keep yourself flowing smoothly. Okay? Now, even though irresponsibility is a big one, and a lot of people really say that they might not be irresponsible just because, you might pay the bills on time, or you might, you might say that I do work out or I treat others well. That might be good. But what is it that you are irresponsible in your life? Look at everything that you are responsible for, and how are you being accountable for it? Because responsibility and accountability go hand in hand. So are you accountable? Okay? The second biggest thing that keeps people away from achieving their goals or their high aspirations is low self-esteem. Now, I see this in everyone. Man, woman, child, white, black, doesn't matter who you are, what race you are, what gender you are, how old you are. There are a lot of individuals who suffer from low self-esteem. It doesn't necessarily mean that you hate yourself or you don't like yourself. It just means that you don't see yourself in a higher perspective of what you already should see yourself, or you lack the confidence thereof. So, what are some ways that low self-esteem manifests itself? Well, the number one is insecurity. Are you an insecure person? A lot of times we see insecurity come up in relationships. Are you insecure about your partner, wife or spouse or husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you're dealing with? Are you insecure about who they talk to or who they deal with or who they hang out with, and you don't like them to be around certain people? That's one sign of insecurity. Is that because that there is some low self-esteem that is manifesting itself? You can also be insecure at your workplace. or I don't like to be around these certain people because I don't feel as adequate, or I don't feel like I'm up to par with them. Other ways that low self-esteem manifests itself is you might treat yourself badly. That can be either you talk down about yourself, you allow other people to talk down about yourself, you don't take care of yourself healthy wise, you don't exercise, you don't eat right, you drink, you don't get the proper sleep or nutrition. Treating yourself badly is speaking highly of yourself too. Okay, so there's a lot of times people treat themselves badly. You know, what are you involving yourself in? Are you involving yourself in bad activities? You know, who do you hang out with? That's one way you can treat yourself badly. Part of treating yourself badly too is, are you very critical of yourself? Do you always have to do things on deadlines? And if you don't meet that deadline, or you meet your quote unquote achievable goal, you know, how do you treat yourself? Do you beat up on yourself? Do you come down upon yourself? Do you allow other people to do it? That's a low self-esteem manifestation. Instead of beating up on yourself, you know, look for encouraging words from yourself. And if you can't find them from yourself, look for encouraging words from those that you love, or, you know, that you respect. Now, a big one, and this is a block to kind of that low self-esteem manifests itself, is arrogance. Now, please do not confuse arrogance and confidence. This is why society shows that, well, someone who is confident, they're seen as arrogant. No, it's not the same. Arrogance and confidence are two different things. If you say, I can do this because I believe I can, and I know I can do it, then that is not arrogance. Arrogance is, well, I got this under control. Don't you worry about it. I can do this. And I don't need anybody's help. I'm the best person in the world. Blase, blase, blase. I'm pretty sure you have heard people say that, or you might have said it yourself. Now, part of arrogance, or if you want to take it deeper, being narcissistic, that's just low self-esteem manifesting itself, because you're trying to compensate a different attitude of how you really feel about yourself deep down. It's projection. You're trying to project an attitude that you are something when you really deep down don't feel like you are not. Part of arrogance too is there's a lot of people try to have a strong fear of being seen as weak. You know, I understand that you don't want to show nobody your weaknesses. You don't want nobody to exploit it or take advantage of you. That is understandable. But there are sometimes, to be human now, especially if you're a leader, that sometimes people have to see you that you're human, or that you are normal and you have your weaknesses. And that's not to say that they can take advantage of you, but people who always don't want to see them weak or sad or cry or break or anything like that, that can also be a sign of low self-esteem, because they want to project a different image to other people which they don't feel about themselves. Okay, and the last one, the sixth reason or sixth manifestation of low self-esteem is you have to win everything. I'm pretty sure you have been around individuals who always have to win something. It can be a card game. It can be Taboo. I'm not sure if you know about Taboo. It's a little card game that you put on your head or guess, something like that. Poker, spades, video games, bets. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. They just have to win everything. Now, I'm pretty sure there are people who are competitive. Don't confuse competitiveness with I have to win everything. Because you're a competitive person, that means you like getting the habit of just giving your all and winning. And if you lose, then you're not beating up on yourself because you gave it your all. Now, people who have to win everything, those people typically show that, well, I have a low self-esteem. So if I win every single thing, then I can take off the factor that I have low self-esteem, and I much feel better that I'm winning this stuff. So that might help build my confidence. Okay. So really, a low self-esteem person just wants to find confidence within themselves. But this is how or the 6 things that I've noticed and noted that manifests itself as low self-esteem. Now, the third and the number one reason why people, doesn't matter, people, individual, groups of people, communities, do not reach their highest potential is fear. Now, let me explain something to you. What is fear? Fear is an energy. It's 2 emotions. There's 2 emotions. You have love and you have fear. Now, what I would say is love, for that standpoint, love is a force, power. Fear is also a force and power too, and they both are one of in itself the same thing. Now, what is fear? Fear is a mental killer. It doesn't really exist. A lot of people think that, fear of this or fear of that. Fear is nothing more than emotion going out of control. It is a mind killer, mental killer, mentality killer, emotional killer. It is that deep, dark, driving force that prevents you from getting to your highest potential. Now, this can be fear of other people. It can be fear of success. And yes, people can be afraid of success, believe it or not. There can be fear of change, which is a big one. A lot more people fear change than what you want to believe. And I'll go into some of these things too with success and change. And people can just fear typical things, physical things. People can fear the unknown. That's a big one that people tend to fear, the unknown, because you can't plan for the unknown. You might think you can plan for the unknown, but there is no typical way that you can plan for the unknown. It is unknown, so you can't plan for something that you do not know. Now, back to what I was saying, fear of success. What success is, it is more of success is what you see yourself as being or accomplishing. Now, some people attribute success as having a big house, nice paycheck, 3 kids, car, dog, happily married. That might be your success. Some people see success as owning a business or, opening up a practice or, opening up a daycare. Some people see success as just doing nothing every day. So really, success is not based on what society thinks. Success is based on what you are trying to accomplish. But some people fear the thing that they want to get to. For example, some people, and I'm just saying, generally speaking, some people, overly generally speaking, for individuals who say that I want to open up my own business, and I'll just speak for myself. Just say you have someone like me who says they want to open up their own business. That's good. That's well. You don't want to work for nobody. Work for yourself. I'm all for that. Okay, how's a person afraid of success? Well, one reason they can show it is by they don't really put much effort into it. They always try to find excuses why not to do it. And another way they show it is they always find hurdles that they always crash into, and they give up easily because they want to be there, but they don't really know how it will feel to be there. So it's the fear talking. Instead of visualizing on being successful and being at the place you want to go to, you're more of just stuck or fixated on the area that you are at. Now, that is dealing with change too. Some people fear change. Reason I say change is because a lot of people can tend to be comfortable where they're at. And I'll speak for myself on this one to give a generalization. If I'm comfortable with making $35,000 a year, going to work, coming home, not having much responsibility, that can be pretty comfortable. But if I say that I want a multi-million-dollar business, have a multi-million-dollar house, and be a multi-million-dollar investor. That's very ambitious, and that's good. But part of that means that I have to change the way I think, the way I act, and the way I feel about my present environment. And some people are not able to do this because they have been stuck so long where they're at. Okay? And they might say it, but they're not actually putting forth effort. Now, please don't confuse these individuals as someone who is trying to get out and on their grind and making a way for them, because sometimes you might not always see things happening, because change happens regardless if you see it or not. I'm talking about the people who just sit down every single day and do nothing and wait for it to happen. Sometimes you cannot wait for things to happen, okay? That's part of being faith and action. Faith without works is dead. So if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen yourself, okay? Do not forget that. If you don't remember anything else I say, if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen for yourself, okay? Now, the fear of the unknown. People fear change. People fear success. But if you don't fear change and you don't fear success, then you could possibly fear the unknown. Reason I say this, because say you are a multi-million-dollar business owner, or you have a nice family, or just whatever you're doing, career, say you're high in your career, and you don't necessarily plan to lose your job or lose your family or lose your investments or whatever happens, get sick. Some people are so fearful of the unknown that I might not know what will happen, or I don't know what to happen, so I will not even get involved in it because I don't know what might happen, what the outcome might be if I do not do this. That is all fear. Okay? Now, a lot of people say fear is this, fear that. Okay, this is the quote or the acronym for fear. False evidence appearing real. So, probably later on in another lecture I have down the line, I will go over what reality and what a dream is. And of course, faith is the bridge between a dream and reality. You just got to walk across it. But that's a whole nother lecture at this point in time. Okay? But the biggest thing is the way to combat fear is being courageous, is showing love, is showing patience. Okay? Those are 3 tools you can combat fear. Is being courageous, 1, showing love, 2, okay, and I said being courageous, showing love. I forgot exactly what I said, but you heard, you get the point. Showing love and being courageous, okay, number 2 biggest ones. Now, 3 things, like I said: irresponsibility, low self-esteem, and fear. If you ever want to get out of a situation, or if you want just to reach a higher dimension of change, try, or do not try, there is no try, practice patience, love, and being courageous. That combats fear. Practice building your confidence up, being around people that encourage you. That helps you get rid of low self-esteem. And practice being planning. That helps you fight across irresponsibility. Okay? So again, this is just a little tips that I saw as 3 things that do not help people in their lives. And if you can do the opposite of this, your life can be so much better, or at least take a 1 step further to where you are right now. And you might not have all these problems. You might have 1. You might have 2, you might have all 3. And even if you don't feel like you have all 3, just re-examine your life and see, okay, well, I might not struggle with these 3 deeply per se, but there might be an area in my life which I am dealing with that might manifest one of these 3 things, okay? Again, thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. Feel free to support Higher Dimensions of Change. My name is Marvin C. Brown Jr. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me email me, check out the webpage, and I'll see you all soon. Okay? You all take care of yourselves. Stay in love, not in fear.